Wow.
Already.
This morning, I'm telling you what.
Hi.
It's Curt and Jen in the morning. Thank you for listening. Let me give you some
behind the scenes.
Yes. First of all, Curt got these new lights. I'm moving it. Don't be mad at me, Curt. He got these new lights for us so that it takes the creases out. I said, as long as it makes me look younger and skinnier, I'm in.
Much, But
you're calling me old and fat, basically.
You started it.
So we started with that. Then Curt, put on your glasses. Put your glasses back on.
I said, I think these look like grandpa
These
glasses.
look like grandpa glasses. And then we're both hacking along because I think I have allergies and you got something going.
Long COVID.
I walk in the door this morning and Dana's downstairs, Kurt's wife, and he says, honey, is this broken? This little, it looks like it's not a pickleball racket.
No,
it's a bug zapper.
And that's
so he's holding this up saying, honey, is this broken? And she's like, no. Well, why was it in the garbage?
And she said it makes it easy to grab because it sits right here, almost like a sword and a shoo.
Get it out.
Shoo. Flies. So I guess it's going to stay in the garbage with our... It's not right.
It's just been a crazy morning. And then Curt brought me 2 hats.
She
to
said,
wear because I had bad hair day. It's a bad hair day, and Kurt's like, "What's with my hair too?" Anyway,
I didn't say anything bad about your hair.
No, your hair. You were like doing this in the camera.
It takes a long time to get this hair like this. Let me just say, this is probably 20,
That's not
30
natural.
Minutes. Half hour at least.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
I just have dirty hair. I need to wash my hair. I'm on day 4.
That's pretty good. Dana would say go for 5 or 6.
I can't. It's bad.
Do you have dry shampoo? She used the dry shampoo.
I do have dry shampoo. Okay. I think every girl might have dry shampoo.
All right, here's the deal. I mentioned yesterday.
I need a chick clip this morning too. Can you chick clip me? Kurt, can you just grab my neck and just pull the back of the skin?
Hang on. I don't think it's working.
The chick clip that we're
That's because you don't need one.
Yes, I do.
The chick clip was your trick for when you take group photos.
You put your arm around your girlfriend and grab the neck. Let me try it for you. Ready?
See? Your hands are not big enough to get around all that neck fat. All right,
here we go.
Let's start with my CAT scan.
Yeah, what's happening there?
Well, you were talking about our sort of chronic cough things. And it's been everything. Oh, that's just acid reflux or whatever. And so the solutions had been take cough drops, take this acid reflux, which you're taking, I think, as well, right?
I'm taking acid reflux medicine now.
So I went back and said, listen, let's try to find out what this is because I suspected, based on nothing, but, it's like, the long COVID, which evidently is a thing.
It is.
Symptoms like super fatigued all the time, the cough and whatever. So went in for, instead of a chest x-ray, got a CAT scan. And let me tell you, it was so fast, I couldn't believe it.
The CAT scan itself? Because I think in my mind, it's like you have to stay still for a long, long time.
Well, maybe some things have changed because last time I did it, that was the case as well. So they suck you into the machine that looks like a big coffin.
Yeah.
Right? So you're like up to here, like on your chest or just below your neck. And then there's not even a person in the room anymore. There's just a voice that says, breathe in, hold it, and then it starts spinning and whirring and whatever, and breathe out. Yeah, it lets you breathe out at some point too.
Okay.
I did it 3 times, and like, okay, you can go. I mean, literally 5 minutes.
But you don't have that was yesterday?
Yeah, I haven't found out anything yet on it.
Okay, keep us posted.
I got it done, so it's going to be fine. Just knowing would be nice because my mom, the last, 20 years of her life had this chronic cough, and it was the same thing. We don't know what it is. It's nothing bad. It's nothing serious. Just take cough drops or something, which to me is not.
It's not a solution.
You
got to figure out what the problem is. Get to the core root of the problem.
But thank you for your concern. If you were concerned, if you weren't concerned, that's okay too.
All right, we're gonna talk about this only because it's a big thing, but we're not gonna make it political because that's not what this platform is about for us.
Okay, go.
Right?
Yeah.
Digital guillotine or a digitine, if you will. Why celebrities are being blocked on social media.
Okay.
This is. Do you know where I'm talking? You know what I'm talking about? Okay, can you explain?
Well, if you've noticed, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, your favorite celebrities losing followers on social media as of late. It's possible that they've been part of this blockout that you said. They came up with this phrase, the digital guillotine.
Yeah.
It's basically canceled, right? A social media movement to punish celebrities who aren't using their influence to speak out on, what people consider to be very important subjects. And they are, in
this case, it's Gaza, right?
In Gaza, right. But it could also be Ukraine or whatever. I mean, they're saying you have a responsibility. Who do they have listed here? Selena Gomez, Zendaya, Drake, Justin Bieber, the Kardashians.
Well, and it was the Met Gala last week that really sparked this whole thing.
A TikTok user named Lady from the Outside, after the Met Gala, after seeing what she said, decadence on display at the Met Gala was, hey, it's time for people to conduct it's time for people to conduct what I want to call a digital guillotine, if you will. It's time to block all the celebrities, influencers, and wealthy socialites who are not using their resources to help those in dire need.
Use their resources and their platforms, right?
It looks like...
Okay, so can I don't want to make this political, but I want to say this. The Met Gala is the Met Gala. It's decadent. It's over the top.
Right.
And it's not about politics right then. It's about dressing up in these crazy, decadent outfits.
But isn't that
just leave it at that?
Arguing and saying, hey, there's a lot of really serious stuff going on. You guys are playing dress up.
Then we shouldn't be having parties, but there's got to be room for celebration.
Yes.
And things and keeping politics out of it. So I'm a little bit frustrated about this. They're punishing celebrities just because they went to the Met Gala and dressed up and didn't make it political.
Right.
So that's my opinion.
I don't disagree with you. I was doing the old devil's advocate thing there.
Okay.
But anybody who's ever been, we've not been recipients of a large amount of this, but anytime in our radio days, you make a joke on the air, somebody's going to be the butt of the joke. Even if we were very clean, no blue humor, anything like that. But anytime you make a joke, somebody's going to call and say, that hurt my feelings, and you guys, blah, 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 blah. So that wasn't being canceled, but how many times we heard, I'm never listening to you again.
I know.
The most innocent thing. So I do side with cancel culture. I have an issue with, I have to say. But just because there's no agree to disagree as far as that goes. That's I disagree with you. You're being, in my eyes, a douchey celebrity. Yeah. I'm canceling you.
But none of them are being douchey. They're just being appropriate for the occasion.
With the Met Gala, yes, exactly.
So anyway.
There's that. We think you should be able to dress up and look nice and
not have to make it and not make it political.
Let's hear about your girls' night out.
Well, last night, it was actually girls' night in. We went to my friend Ashley's house and celebrated girlfriend Danielle's birthday.
Hi, Ashley. Hi, Danielle. Thanks for listening.
Well, here's the thing. Mariana listens a lot. She's like our ambassador, Curt.
Oh, good.
She was teaching some of the girlfriends at this little birthday party that we had at Ashley's house how to access us, because some people don't know how to access us. So if you have friends and family that you think would enjoy this, please teach them how to access the content.
Or call Mariana.
Or call Mariana.
Yes.
That's true.
Who will also tell you that Curt needs to pick it up a bit and be less of a straight man.
Well, here's the thing, Curt. You don't know this yet. I purchased this game. Well, I saw this game on social media, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to get this for Pat as a present. And then I thought, I want to test it on Curt. Oh. It's this game that you read jokes, and I have to try to make you laugh. And Marianne's like, he won't. You're not going to be able to make him laugh. He's too much of a straight man.
First of all,
and I think that what she meant is more like stiff and like.
Well, I don't
know
necessarily disagree. I'm very laid back, but in this situation here, yes, I think I've been playing the straight man maybe a little too much, because we laugh. I mean, before we start.
We laugh a lot. Sometimes in tears.
You know what? And this is true, Mariana, just so you know.
We're talking about, Mariana? I feel like she needs to be on the phone with us so she can at least defend herself.
She's giving us show prep and tips and stuff like that. You know what? And this has been part of the problem, getting back to the stupid cough thing. If I start laughing a lot.
Yeah, we start
wheezing. And so it's really frustrating
right.
that we don't want to do it, because it sounds so bad. You would think that Jen smoked a pack of Camel filters a day or two. And me as well. It's a really wheezy. So anyway, there you go. We're going to laugh more, and if we cough, we cough.
We cough. That's what it is.
All right.
So at this girls' little night that we were doing, this was just a little eye-opening, and I feel like every time I go out with girlfriends now, it is. We were literally had all of our hands in the middle of the table, comparing the skin on our hands, because I can't remember who said it. It was either Mariana or Ashley was like, my skin's so crepey lately.
I've seen those commercials.
It's so crepey.
I have never, prior to this, had you ever heard skin called crepey?
Well,
I mean,
no, but
saying
it's
it's
true.
got the texture of like a crepe.
And I'm like, my hands have that. When I'm driving, I'm like, oh my God, my hands are so old They're
hands
so
are not old. Your hands have just seen a lot.
Mariana's like, my knees. And so she's trying to get her, she has jeans on, right? Skinny jeans. And she's trying to get her jeans up above her knee. Like, look at my knees.
What's with her knees?
Nothing is with her knees, but she thinks her knees are crepey.
You know what? You could take a lesson from that because everyone you come in here, my hair looks terrible. You know, you got to give me a hat. No, give me a different hat.
Here's the other thing. I have two more things I want to just mention. We talked about we're talking about bras and like we need like full coverage bras. So we don't have like, I don't even know what you call it. Like bra, like boob fat sticking out of the sides of our bras. Well. So it's full coverage. And so I said, oh, it's like you look like a Dairy Queen ice cream cone. The you know,
like three levels over.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Like, so like like all spillage.
I'm not going to go anymore with this. I get in trouble.
And then they said, what about the swirl on top? I'm like, that's the smile that you wear on your face.
You're the swirl on top. I love it. Well, we are all my 2 cents, we're all way too hard on ourselves as far as those things go. And you would agree.
Yeah.
You would agree.
I would.
There's been times when I've said things, you're like, don't put that out into the universe, Curt Cruz.
I do say that. And Mariana's birthday is next in our friend group.
Okay.
She is not well past, but she is past 50 and has not gotten her colonoscopy.
Do that.
I know, right?
Do that.
She will not go get it. And she's like, it's not the procedure I'm afraid of, it's the prep.
And that is true. The prep is one, but see, now she can do the other.
Can't you do pills? Somebody at our party said you could take pills.
I don't know about that. I know that you can poop in a box and mail it off.
No, that's not good enough.
Okay, all right.
You got to get the real deal. Seriously.
Well, then how are the pills good enough?
The pill to clear you out.
Oh.
To clear you out.
Okay.
Kurt. To empty up the colon.
I've done it once, at least once. The preparation, you basically have to camp out in the bathroom for.
It's fine though. It's not bad, and it's good for you just need to do, you know what, preventative health, and she has good health insurance, so it's covered. And we're like, Mariana, if you don't get that done, we're going to be real mad at you.
Real mad.
So listen, this is just a message for everybody. Preventative health. Get the stuff done. If you have the resources and the means and your insurance covers it, it's worth the small price that you might have to pay. That's all I'm saying. Mariana, I care about you and I love you and I just want you to go get it done. And I'm getting it for your birthday if you don't do it yourself.
All right.
That's her birthday present.
Since we were talking about feeling old and crickety and all that kind of stuff. This is another one of those things where...
Tell me, Kurt.
Well, Gen Z has decided... I love this, by the way. Gen Z has decided this is when you're old.
Okay, tell me.
We should be able to decide when we're old, or, the people involved. So
right. So the Gen Zers are saying we're old if this happens or if we do these things. Okay, what are they? Bring it on.
It starts with ankle socks. The latest buzz on social media says Gen Z has officially killed ankle socks. To prove it, a TikTok user says you can go to the gym, you'll see a ton of millennials wearing ankle socks, but no one under 30.
Wait.
So they're calling millennials old, by the way.
Wait, hold on. This doesn't even make sense now. The millennials are wearing ankle socks, but they're saying we're old. But no one under 30? Wait, they have that wrong.
No, they're saying that Gen Z, who are younger than millennials.
Oh, Gen Z. Okay, I got that messed up. I messed up.
For the record, I hate all this Gen stuff. There was never, not Gen, but generation stuff. When we were growing up, you were either an adult or a kid. I guess it was baby boomers.
I didn't realize that the millennials were
they're
older
compared
millennials
to,
are older than Gen Z?
Yes.
So is my daughter Macy Gen Z?
Probably. She's 15?
Yeah.
We're firmly in the Generation X people.
All right. So if you're over 30 and you wear ankle socks, you're officially old. I think this is a bunch of pahooey.
I don't like it. Well, some of the other things
And what do they wear? What socks do they wear? Do they wear the scrunchy socks that we wore in the 80s and 90s?
Is that...
Crew socks?
Do they not wear... What's that?
Which go up a little farther mid-calf. So they take those socks, that we used to scrunch down when we were little, and they pull them up.
But they don't go...
Oh, that looks real hot, guys.
To your thigh is what you're indicating.
No,
I know what you're talking about.
Mid-calf. Okay.
We used to call them tube socks. They had the little 3 white, stripes at the top or whatever.
If you say this word, badass, then you're old.
What's going to happen if I hit this?
You can
do it!
That wasn't badass.
Do what you love.
Nope, keep going.
This is the badass button I'm pushing, by the way.
You create your reality.
Nope, next one should be.
Feed fear a suck it
Oh.
sandwich.
a second sandwich. One more. What?
You are a badass.
There it is, the last one.
Of course.
That's from the book. That's Jen Cicero's book.
We don't have to dive into this too much because this is the Gen Zers saying, you're old. Oh, this is okay. Speaking of feeling old, there's yet another thread online where people are sharing subtle moments when they themselves think,
I'm old now.
Okay. I caught myself saying something was badass. We just talked about that.
I'm like badass. Kurt, that's badassery.
Right. So what does that mean?
I'm old. That means you're badass.
I started sympathizing with the parents in teen movies.
Okay.
All right.
I hate unnecessary noise.
I'm always tired, not sleepy tired, more like feeling thin tired.
I would like to feel thin.
Not feeling thin tired. I was considering 9:00 p.m. a reasonable time to say, well, it's about time to hit the hay.
Oh, hitting the hay is an old saying.
It's not just 9:00, but also hitting the hay is an old saying. Let's do one more.
Okay, what is it?
I say, when I was your age, unironically.
I do that.
What are you going to do?
We're old.
We keep on. Well, it's better than aging.
I know you're going to say that. I knew it. I knew you were going to say that. I knew it.
So speaking of aging, that was a bad segue because Macy is only 15, but she is aging.
She is aging. Thankfully, we want her aging. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. She turned 15 this weekend.
And along with that,
she got to have
something special.
She got to have access to a Instagram account.
Okay.
And I needed to we need to put a contract together. So I'm doing that today because I was gathering ideas and thoughts on, I don't want to really miss anything. But, really it's all about...
It's all about
how much time you spend on it. Like, she's going to be limited on the amount of time she can spend on it, that it does not replace face-to-face interaction with her friends, right? Yeah. You need to have that. I have that her account has to stay private.
Yes.
She can only be friends with people she knows.
Good.
What were some of the other things? Well, this isn't a right. This is a privilege to have this.
True.
And so she needs to keep her grades up. She needs to keep up on her responsibilities around the house. Otherwise, it gets taken away.
Okay.
So
that seems reasonable.
I think so. I think that's it. And then also, it's hard for anybody really to look in the future. How will my actions now affect the future, especially when you're 15 and your brain's not even fully developed? And
that's the stuff that if you look up, how to be a responsible teen with your social media, the things like don't post or send anything that would be embarrassing for certain others to see. That's the thing that I think, unless you lived prior to the internet, right, everything that you put on whatever it's on Facebook or whatever, it's there forever. Yeah, people will find it too. It is there forever. And that was never the issue, unless you were dumb enough when I was young to, I don't know, send out a hate letter to 1,000 different people. Yes. Why would you do that? But yeah, so it is there forever, and I think that young people know that. I mean, it's part of the world now. But it will come back to haunt you, and it certainly can. The other thing is cyberbullying. If she gets cyberbullied, I need to know about it, and of course I have to be a friend. I have to be one of her followers, and her sister Riley, her older sister Riley, and what's that? Yes, you. No, just kidding. Are you not? What? She didn't invite you to follow her? Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay. We have people watching. We have eyes on. And her sister, Riley, is a sleuth when it comes to anything. And she was funny. Riley said, Macy, you're lucky that you have me as a big sister because I'm going to save you from getting in trouble. That's probably true. Which I love so much. Did Riley get in trouble when she first started using social media? Well, no, because Dwayne, her dad, and I we're not good social media people. Right. So she was probably doing a lot more than she should have been. And we wouldn't have known about it. I'm glad that Riley is there as well. Was Macy okay with this contract? Oh, yeah. She was so excited. Okay. She was so excited. So and Riley got to announce it to her. Riley's like, hey, Macy, do you think a little later we could spend some time setting up your Instagram account? And we're like chopping things up for the brunch. She's like, what? Yeah, that's cute. I know. It was fun. Dating red flags. Bringing it back around to dating, which is important to a lot of people. You, until recently, well, it's not even recently now. You've been with Pat for over a year. Yeah. A year and 3 or 4 months now, right? December to wherever we are. Okay. Yeah. Dating red flags. These are what America has been Googling, by the way. So this is how we're finding out. And I have a lot of friends that are dating too. And it's interesting as I read some of these, I'm like, oh my gosh,
This is really a thing.
And this is from Google. List of the top dating red flags that people have been Googling.
Saying I love you too soon is definitely a thing. Right? When do you?
Well,
when's the right? I mean, when your heart feels it, but if it's too soon, it's like, wait, hold on. Let's put on the brakes here.
I went back. This is an ex of mine from who you know.
Oh, who is it?
I'm going to keep it.
Okay, all right.
People listen. And I found an old email from about 5 weeks into our relationship. And I love you so much, he said. And I was like, okay. And at the time.
Yeah.
I had sort of altered my
expectations.
No, I'd altered. I went into. I'm sorry, I'm hesitating here. I dated a lot of people, and I insisted with each one. Hey, I'm friends with my ex, right?
Oh, yes,
and or friend with my exes, and that's not a problem. And but it always ended up being a problem at some point. It was like
that's one of the things that people Google talking to an ex. Is it a red flag that they're still friends with their exes?
And that's why when I got into this particular relationship, I was like, you know what? Maybe that's unrealistic to say to somebody, hey, I mean, I'm not married to anybody, or I don't have any kids with anybody.
Right.
If you have kids, obviously with an ex, they're going to be in your life forever.
Mm-hmm.
But so I thought, okay, I would try this time, going against, what I actually think. And I said, I will accept the fact that she says, I don't want you to be friends with da-da-da-da.
If someone's saying that you can't be friends with someone, right there is the biggest red flag.
That's agree.
Now, that's like a red flag in your face.
Hear me out. Because, okay, so the prior, let's just say the prior 4 relationships, maintaining their friendships with the exes had become a problem. So, and I know right away you're going, that's a terrible thing to do. It's like, well, you were dating that person for a year. Now you're dating me. You should not be friends with him anymore. So I gave it a shot. And I almost lost some friends over that.
Yeah.
Which, again, you can sit there and look at me and say, you dummy. It was like, well.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm sad that people are like that.
Right. So anyway, that relationship also didn't work out at all. And so I was back to, I'm going to stick to my. Are
you friends with any of your exes and talk to them? Mm-hmm. And Dana's fine with it, your wife?
Yeah, we hang out with, but they weren't, I was a serial monogamist is what they called me back then. So that means that I guess I had mostly longer relationships that probably should not have lasted that long. Nothing wrong with anybody involved, but that's just the way it worked out. So yes, that's
okay. So so saying I love you too soon.
Sorry.
Talking to an ex as a red flag.
Watching true crime.
I don't know why that. I mean that.
This is a Google red flag.
There's a lot of people that watch and listen to true crime stories.
So that must mean
and shows.
People are Googling, hey, I just met somebody who watches true crime.
Are they going to kill me?
Yeah. And evidently they are.
No, they're not. That's just what America's Googling. But here's something I've never even heard of before. Love bombing. Have you heard of that before?
No, but it says that's when someone praises you or showers you with gifts early on, then turns psycho. I just thought that was a psycho person who knew that in order to get on, good graces, they had to be a certain way at the beginning.
Continue reading and tell me what it says there. The Cleveland Clinic defines it as a form of psychological and emotional abuse. It's also something cult leaders do.
All right.
So they know. It's like a bring you in, shower you with gifts, bring you in, then you can't get out.
But that's also a tough one because if you meet somebody new and they give you stuff, you're like,
yeah, but you just have to be I think this is Jackie, my roommate, who's been on the dating scene. She's since found somebody, but this was always a thing. She'd be like, nope, it's too early. Nope, I'm going to hold off on that. No, it's a game. It's a dance and a game that it's crazy one.
And it's difficult to meet people. And
this double texting, let's just mention that one. Because my whole thing is if I have something to say, I'm just going to text you. But people see it on the other side, see it as like, you're obsessing or controlling.
That's when they send a follow-up text before you've even replied to the first one. So is that like, hey, I had a great time tonight, thanks. And then 20 minutes later, you're awesome. I don't know.
I mean, maybe, but still, like, I don't know. There's so many things that you have to worry about.
Aren't you happy to not be dating?
Yeah,
I mean, you are
for
dating.
Sure. I'm dating, but yes. But I'm dating one person.
Seriously, right.
Yeah. So anyway, there's your red flags. If you're in the dating world, those are what people are Googling here in America.
Yep, they are.
Crazy, crazy.
Use that information as you see fit because it may mean nothing.
Can I just mention one more thing about my girls' night?
Yes.
So this might make me a little teary. So this particular friend group of mine, there were 8 of us, and 2 of them moved out of town, and one of them died 2 years ago. You know Stacy.
Yeah, yes.
Stacy died. And Stacy loved hummingbirds and butterflies too. And so whenever I see a butterfly or a hummingbird, I think that's Stacy checking in. We were sitting out on the back patio. This gives me chills. We were sitting out on Ashley's back balcony, and a hummingbird once very quietly just kind of flew by.
Yeah.
And then came by once again and was a loud, did a loud little chirp thingy. Like you heard its presence.
Right.
And then it just left. And I think that it was just, I believe in signs. I think that was a sign. And I think that was Stacy showing up because she would love so much when we gathered together in person.
That's wonderful.
And so that happened, and I was just like, oh,
Stacy
hi,
was there with you.
Stacy.
And you know, and there's nothing wrong with saying I believe in signs. You know, because especially if it's a positive thing like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you have an example? I mean, my mom has an example, and that is her rhododendron tree in her front yard. Mm-hmm. When my grandmother died, her mom, it was in the middle of winter, and one blossom came out. And this is not a yellow rhododendron bush typically. A yellow rhododendron bloom came out in the middle of winter after my grandmother passed away.
Oh.
And that was her. That was her saying, I am with your grandfather or your dad, and I am good.
Well, I have kind of a freaky one.
Okay, tell me.
Do we have time?
Yes, tell me.
My mom was she passed from Alzheimer's.
Yes.
And the last stages that she had, you know, everybody knows that Alzheimer's, you forget things and you repeat yourself or whatever. Unfortunately, the way it affected her was she was basically a zombie for the last year and a half of her life. So she was in the not extended care, but the memory care facility and whatever.
Right.
Didn't recognize anybody, couldn't really communicate, you know.
So hard to experience for you.
So we knew that she had limited time, and every time I would visit there in Florida, I was like, shoot, this might be the last time, you know, you never know.
Yeah.
And obviously at one point it was the last time. Here's the weird thing. I had gone back for my high school reunion.
Yes.
To Iowa City, which is where
So she had passed away, and now you're going back.
No, she hadn't passed away.
She hadn't passed away.
I'm in Iowa City.
Okay.
From reunion.
Okay.
You know, and I'm just driving around. I was like, I'm going to go past the old, you know, haunts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Went past the junior high school, which is Northwest Junior High. And that's where, you know, me and both my sisters went to school. My mom worked there as well as the AV secretary.
She did?
Yeah, she worked there.
Oh my gosh, it's in your blood.
That was her going back to school. That was her going back to work after we were old enough, but also she could keep an eye on us. Anyway, I've not been back to this location in probably whatever it was, 20 years, I guess, or whatever. And I'm sitting there in front of the school, and the phone rings. It's my dad. And he says, your mom just passed away. It's like, how is it that right when I was there at that spot, in the middle of nowhere, basically, that's not knocking Iowa. I'm just saying, why would I be there? And then at that moment, I'm sitting there looking at, that's where we used to hang out, and that's where mom's office was. And then the phone rings. And so what does that mean? Is that mom saying it was okay?
Yeah,
for me
I think
to go?
so.
Okay.
I think so.
That was very bizarre.
Yeah.
Very bizarre. But also
that you get the call at that moment.
Sort of comforting in a way. You know what I mean? It's like it was going to happen eventually. And it's difficult for, have you ever had people talk about it? It wasn't a good thing but I'm just saying that the silver lining when they passed away, that's kind of how it was. You're like, you know, no more suffering and whatever. And right there, it was really, really bizarre. Nobody was there to share that either. I was by myself and I said, that is just so apropos right now.
I love that. I love when the universe serves up things like that for your comfort.
Yeah, the universe is usually pretty good. Usually. Yeah. All right, so.
Just finding the joy is what that is.
That is
kind of about, yeah.
Thank you for listening. We're going to tell you what's going on tomorrow.
Okay. So I need to make sure I post this because I want to know your office shenanigans. I have an example that I will share, and it's a visual, and I will do my best to describe it, but I was at happy hour on Friday night, and one of my friends shared this, and I was rolling on the ground. It was so funny what someone had done at her office.
Okay.
And it is good. It's got, like, Kent and Alan, right? I don't know if you were ever around when they did this. I'm sure you were. Kent and Alan would go get random things off people's desks, like pictures, books.
This is the morning show at Star 101.5 for 30-odd years.
Long time. Kent and Alan, morning show,
actually,
KPLZ.
Legends nationally, I think.
Yes, they are radio legends. Then they would wrap these things and give them to other coworkers during holidays. So at Christmas time, they might take a picture of you and Dana, wrap it up and give it to the general manager from you.
Of course. Like, here's a picture of me and my wife.
For your desk.
I love that.
Or a book on, I can't remember what it was. And Kent would oftentimes grab flowers from people's desks and take them to his wife, Kelly.
Oh, wow.
Used flowers.
Used flowers.
Right. Office shenanigans. What is happening at your workplace that has made you laugh, maybe is inappropriate? Tell us on Facebook. Okay, Curt and Jen in the morning. I will put that up. Actually, I'll put that up right now.
Which is one of the things that I think I miss most about they always say when you leave a job or release from a job that you miss the people, and that's true.
Yes,
that constantly every day it was just so much fun.
Yes,
working with a bunch of fun people. So we'd love to hear about your office and your workplace.
And I will share this one, and I'll just give you a hint. It has to do with Barbie.
Oh,
and a pole.
And then I'm going to talk about the inflatable doll.
Okay. All right. Office shenanigans. Woo-hoo. We want to know about it. In the meantime, have a great day. Make good choices. Find joy and spread kindness. Thank you again for listening.